Hello, my name is Susan Maloney. Welcome to Yoga for Hope Lodge. I hope you enjoy tonight's practice. We're sitting in a nice, supportive, strong chair, one that does not have wheels. We're going to start off by coming into tree pose. So come forward on the chair as far as what you're comfortable. I always want you to feel safe, secure, and supported. Press your feet into the floor. And while we're doing this, we want to think about the 3 points on the bottom of our foot, the mound behind your big toe, mound behind your little toe, and the center of your heel. By pressing these 3 points into the floor, you'll be activating the muscles in the lower part of your body. You should feel the muscles in your thighs activate and up into your core. Have a strong, straight spine. Think about lifting up from the shoulders, broad shoulders, the crown of your head reaching towards the ceiling. Still pressing down into the ground. Go ahead and place one hand on your stomach and one hand on your chest. And we're going to just start here for a moment, breathing, taking a few deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Now go ahead and come back to your palms resting in your lap and do a quick body scan across your body and see if there's any place that you feel that's really holding tension or maybe needs special attention tonight. We're going to begin by just doing some simple warm-ups for the head. Turn your head to one side. Come center. Turn to the opposite direction. Come center. This is your yoga practice, and I want you to do whatever makes you feel good. Turn to the first side. Come center. Turn to the second side. Come center. Now, as we're doing this, think about your shoulders. Make sure that they aren't scrunched up towards your ears. Release any tension that you're holding in your shoulders and return to the first side. Come center. And the second side. Come center. Go ahead and take your ear towards your shoulder so that you feel a nice stretch in the opposite side of your neck. If you want to continue that stretch, you can extend your arm or you're on the side that's stretching. Fingers pointed towards the floor. Or if you want to extend your stretch into your fingers and your wrist, go ahead and make a fist. And you can bring your fist in towards your wrist. You can either release that or hold it if it's comfortable. I'm releasing it one more time. And then come center. And now we'll take our opposite ear to the opposite shoulder, releasing any tension that you're holding in your shoulders, broad shoulders, long spine. Extend your neck, extend your arm. You can make a fist, bring your hand towards your wrist to extend that stretch. One more time. You can either hold it or flex it, whichever's more comfortable for you, and release that. Go ahead, make sure that you're still sitting in a nice tall pose. Take your hand and press it into your forehead. Now press your hand into your forehead and your forehead into your hand so that they're both trying to move the other one, but neither one of them's going to win. So we're working on strengthening the muscles in the back of our neck. Take a deep breath. Exhale. And then take your hand and place it on the back of your head, pressing your hand into your head. You can bring your elbow back so that it's even with your hand if that's comfortable for you. Pressing your head into your hand. Now we're working on still strengthening the muscles in the back of our neck. Inhale. Exhale. Then press your hand into the side of your head. Once again, the two are pressing together, and neither one is going to overcome the other. So we're working on strengthening the muscles on the side of our neck. Inhale. Exhale. Release that arm and go to the opposite arm. Press your head into the hand and hand into the head. Once again, we're working on strengthening the muscles on the opposite side of our neck. Release that. Take your chin towards your chest. Lift your gaze upward, but don't take your head any further back than where your eyes meet, where the ceiling and wall come together. Go ahead and gaze downward. Chest towards your chin towards your chest. Your gaze can be directed towards your feet, maybe 6 inches or so in front of your toes. And come back up. Take your gaze down, chin towards your chest one more time. And direct your gaze up, slowly coming up. And come back center. Place your hands on your shoulders, and we're going to draw circles with your arms and your elbows. It can be small circles or large circles, whatever you feel like. And while you're doing this, notice your shoulder blades. They come together as you come down and come apart as you come forward. Really notice the feel of your shoulder blades moving. That could be a place where a lot of tension is held. Reverse direction. Continuing to notice the movement of your shoulder blades. Together and apart. Together and apart. Now we're going to work on the mind-body connection by asking our body to do a different thing. So raise one arm up, the other one down, and now we're going to move like we're swimming. This can be more challenging. So by your mind, thinking about the muscles in your arms and your upper body, it's going to help with the movement. And you'll notice this movement does include a slight rotation. Go ahead and reverse direction. So take your arms back, like we're doing a backstroke. Still focusing on the mind-body connection by thinking about muscles in your arms and your upper back that are helping you move. And then when that feels complete, With your fingers still on your shoulders, go ahead, fling your arms down and let out a large, deep exhale. Now notice your shoulders. Maybe move them around. Shrug your shoulders. Maybe do you feel a little bit less tense than when we first started? I hope so. Now we're going to do some side bends. So you can place one arm either on your lap, on the side of the chair, or on the leg of the chair, wherever it's comfortable for your hand to rest, and lift your other arm up. Your gaze can look at your other arm, or you can look down towards the floor, whichever's most comfortable for you. And then side bend, bringing a stretch to the side of your body. And then we're going to move with our breath side to side. So you can turn your head and look under your arm if that's comfortable for your neck to look that direction. And to introduce a bigger stretch to the side of your body, you can reach your arm back so that we're reaching behind us to bring more of a stretch into our side body. One more time on each side. And then come center. And now we're going to do a twist. So place one hand on the outside of your thigh. The other arm can rest on the chair, on the back of the chair, the arm of the chair, the back of the chair, wherever is comfortable. Don't use your arms to deepen the twist. Just take your twist as far as you can by turning your head and your shoulders. Take a deep breath and exhale. Come center. Now we'll go to the other side. Hand to the outside of your thigh and twisting. Inhale. Exhale. Come center. We'll do that 2 more times. And twist. Inhale. Exhale. Come center. And twist. Your spine could be warming up, so notice if on our third time that we twist to the first side, maybe you twist a little further than what you did when we first started. If you can, direct your gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale and exhale. And come center. One more time to the opposite side. If it's comfortable, taking your gaze over your back shoulder. Inhale and exhale. Come center. Go ahead, move your arms. And this brings us into cat and cow. So you'll notice I'm lifting my arms and twisting them so that the backs of my hands are coming together when they're in front of me. When I'm in a cat pose, so my back is rounded. And then open up your palms so your palms are facing forward as you come into a cow pose. So this is what my back looks like when we're doing that. Rounding for cat. So think about a Halloween cat. And lifting your chest for cow, for opening of your shoulders. Cow, cat, and cow.
cat,
and cow.
cat,
And cow. So we'll come back centered. And go ahead and lift one leg. Interlace your fingers underneath your knee and lift up your leg so that you're using the strength in your arm to lift your leg. Your leg muscles aren't working to do this. We just want to rotate our leg at the hip joint so that we're working on the movement in the ball and socket of the hip joint. And then reverse direction. And then bring your leg back to center. While you're still supporting your leg, go ahead and swing your knee just to bring some movement to your knee. And then you can place your foot back down on the floor and let's massage our leg. You can go ahead and pay attention to your knee. We don't want to move the kneecap, just kind of massage right around the kneecap. You can reverse that direction. Rub behind your knee. Rub your shin. Rub your thigh. And then pick your leg back up and we're going to point and flex our foot. Start moving the ankle. So if you don't have any ankle problems, your ankle can also go ahead and move from side to side. So draw circles with your toes, noticing the movement and the range of motion in your ankle. You can reverse direction. Might feel a little cracking or popping. I know I do. And then point and flex the foot, wiggle your toes, and place that foot down. And now we'll go to the opposite side. Interlacing your fingers underneath your knee. First of all, we're just going to pick our leg up so that we're going to work on the range of motion in our hip joint. Just feeling that movement as we draw a large circle. And then you can reverse direction. And then come center and move your knee back and forth. The knee only moves in one direction. So just bending and flexing your knee. Go ahead and put our foot down and massage our thigh, our lower leg, around the knee, behind the knee. And then pick your leg back up, point and flex the foot. And circles with your ankle. A reverse direction. And put your foot back down. Come as far forward on your chair as what you're comfortable. And heel toe your feet out to the opposite sides. So it's going out to the sides of your chair. to where you're comfortable. Look down at your toes and make sure that your toes and your knees are pointing in the same direction. And sit up straight, nice tall spine. If it's comfortable for you, bring your hands up into goddess pose. Wherever it's comfortable to bring your shoulders, that's where I want you to come. So any of these ranges up to 90 degrees out to the side. And then bring your arms together so that your elbows, arms, hands touch. And come back. If this is as far as you can go, or if your hands don't even come together, just go ahead to come to wherever it's comfortable for you. Just noticing as your shoulders stretch to work on bringing your arms together and come back together when you bring your arms out to your side. One more time. Just elbows, arms, and hands together. Now, if it's comfortable for you, we're going to take our right arm and wrap it, put it underneath our left arm. So right arm comes center. Take your left arm and rest it into your right elbow. Bring your hands together and give yourself a hug. Release that, arms wide. Now we're going to come back. This time, the left arm is going to be the bottom arm. And we're going to set our right elbow on top. Come back together. Give yourself a hug on this side. If your arms don't want to do this, then just continue the first movement that we were doing. And come back. Right arm on the bottom, left arm on top. Give yourself a hug. And come back. Left arm on the bottom, right arm on top. Give yourself a hug. And one more time. You can keep doing either the first motion that we did or give yourself a hug. A right arm on the bottom, left arm on top, or you can try coming in to goddess arms. No. Bringing your hands together and release that. And this is goddess arms. Left arm on the bottom, right arm on top. And if you can, bring the palms of your hands together, or any of the two previous versions is fine. And come back out. Go ahead and release your arms. Shake out your shoulders. Good job. So the next thing we're going to work on is our balance. But before we get to our balance, we're going to think about the muscles and how they help us get out of the chair every day. This is something that we do all the time, but you probably don't pay much attention to the backside of your muscles and the front body muscles that actually help you get out of the chair. So go ahead and think about getting out of the chair. We're just going to come forward, start shifting our weight forward, but we're not actually going to get up yet. Oh, we thought of something else. We need to sit back down for a minute before we get up. Okay, this time we're going to shift forward. So you start to feel your back body activate and start to press up. And when we're getting out of the chair, I want you to do it however you need to do it safely. Your hands can press into your thighs. They can press into the sides of the chair. They can press into the arms of the chair, however you want to do it. But any way that you do it, you'll notice that as we start to go ahead and press up, your back body, the posterior side of your body is what's activating. So go ahead and start rising out of the chair so that you feel that activation, and then sit back down. One more time. Think about what's being activated as you're starting to rise out of the chair, and then go ahead and push out of the chair however you need to. And at some point, you'll feel the strength, your muscles developing into the front side of your body is what's helping you stand up. Just learn something new. All right, I want you to come back behind your chair. And this is a chair class, so you do have the chair right in front of you that you can use for support and balance. You can place your both hands on the chair if that's what you need for support. You can place your fingertips on the chair. You can just place one or two fingers, one hand, whatever you need to do to feel supported. And we're going to work on balance. So I'm going to come to the front of my chair so you can see me better. You stay behind the chair that you can use whatever support that you need to stay balanced. And we're going to think about grounding our feet into the floor, just like we did when we were seated. The mound behind your big toe, the mound behind your little toe, and the center of your heel. Now I'm going to ground my left foot into the floor and slowly take the weight off my right foot. So I'm bending my right knee. And as soon as my foot comes off the floor, coming to the tiptoes, and then lifting my foot up off the floor, as soon as my foot comes off the floor, I'm in a balancing pose. And you can use your arms to help you balance. Release that. Go ahead and walk your legs out. Now get strong in your right leg, grounding your foot into the floor, placing your arms wherever you need to for balance, and slowly go ahead and take your left foot off the floor. As soon as your foot clears the floor, you're in a balancing pose. You might feel a wobble. Don't fight that wobble. By not fighting the wobble, you'll actually be a little steadier and able to hold the pose longer. And then put your foot down, come out of the pose, shake out your legs if you need to. And we'll go back to the left side. So remember, we've got our arms to help us balance. You can move those however you need to. And embrace your wobble. Don't fight the wobble as a way to go ahead and keep your balance. And then getting strong in our left foot, coming to the toes of the right foot and then taking them off the ground. The last thing that you can do to help you balance is find a gazing point. Look at something that's not going to move. So I am not your best choice because I might have some small movements, but find something in your surroundings that you can direct your gaze at. And place your foot down, come out of the pose, and having that gazing point, otherwise known as a drishti, will help you also with your balance. We'll come back to the right side, getting strong in the right leg, grounding it into the floor, and come up, using your arms as you need to for balance, not fighting the wobble, just feeling the wobble and letting it work for you, and then finding your gazing point. That should develop a nice, strong balance for you. Release that foot, walk out your legs. One more time on either side. Ground your left foot. Come into the pose. by lifting your right foot up off the ground. Remember, as soon as your foot clears the floor, you're in a balancing pose. You don't have to do anything high or wacky in order to practice your balance. And come out of that pose. Walk out your legs. Ground your right foot into the ground. Come to the toes of your left foot. Lift them up off the ground. And we're balancing. Good job. Go ahead and walk out your legs. If you'd like to, you can turn your knee out to the side for a slight stretch. Turn the opposite knee out to the side. Then go ahead and take a seat in the chair. Come back into your tree pose towards the front of your chair, pressing your feet into the ground. While we're working on our legs, just using the strength in your own body, you can go ahead and place your hands on the outside of your thighs. And like we did earlier, press your hands into your thighs, and your thighs are going to try and separate your hands. So this is working on strengthening our inner thigh muscles by doing this. And then relax that. You can place your hands inside. Press your hands into your thighs into your hands. And now we're working on strengthening our outer leg muscles. Release that. Back to the outside. Pressing your hands towards each other, separating your legs, pressing your legs away from each other. Release that. Hands on the inside of your thighs. Trying to press your thighs towards each other. Your hands are pressing out. Good job. All right, go ahead and sit back in your chair. Relax into your chair. And we're going to do a full body scan. First of all, just start movement to your arms, your upper body, your legs, your feet. And once you've gotten that movement out, go ahead and settle your feet on the ground. Rest your legs and rest your hands in your lap. And we're going to start at your toes. Relax your toes. Your gaze can be downward or your eyes can be closed, whichever you're comfortable with. And just think about relaxing your ankles, your shins, your thighs. Relax back deeper into your chair, your lower back, your shoulders. Relax your fingers. Relax your wrists. Relax your elbows. Relax your shoulders. Relax your jaw. Relax your brow. So with your gaze downward or your eyes closed, whatever feels right for you, go ahead and pay attention to your breath. I don't want you to try and change it. Just notice the breath coming in and out of your body. If while you're just noticing your breath, your brain brings a thought to you, go ahead and say, yes, I see you, and release that thought. Let it drift off like a cloud on a blue summer sky. And then come back to your breath. Do that as many times as you need to, because that's what your brain does. It has thoughts, but you don't have to pay attention to them right now. You're just paying attention to your breath. Go ahead and bring movement to your fingers and your toes, your wrists and your ankles, your arms and your legs. Your eyes are still closed or your gaze downward. Turn your head from side to side. Nod yes and no. And slowly, when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope you have a good rest of your day.